If you heard the first part of my story, you know I thought the pain started in my marriage. But the truth is, it didn't. It started long before that in the things I chose not to see. There's a part of this story I avoided for a long time because it meant I had to be honest about my role in it. The truth is, it didn't start in the marriage. It started while we were dating. In the moments I felt something wasn't right, but convinced myself it wasn't a big deal. I remember how he would avoid real conversations. Anytime things started to get deeper, anything that required vulnerability, he would pull back, shut down, or change the subject. And instead of questioning it, I made excuses for him. I told myself he just needed time, that maybe he wasn't used to expressing himself like that. And if I was patient enough, loving enough, he would eventually meet me there. But that moment never came. And instead of pausing to ask myself why, I adjusted. I started asking for less, saying less, expecting less, because it felt easier than risking losing him. There were times I felt unseen, moments where I knew I needed more, but I pushed that feeling down. I convinced myself that what we had was still good, that not everything had to be perfect. But deep down, I knew I was doing most of the emotional work. I was the one holding the conversations together, the one trying to build something deeper, the one hoping things would grow into what I needed them to be. And the more I gave, the more I started to lose sight of what I wasn't receiving. I told myself this is what love looks like: compromise, patience, understanding. But I didn't realize I was the only one compromising. By the time we got married, I had already trained myself to ignore my own voice. I had already learned how to silence the part of me that questioned things. And once you do that, it becomes easier to stay, even when things don't feel right. Years went by like that. Not all bad, but never fully right either. There were moments of peace, moments where things felt okay, but they never lasted. They were always followed by distance, silence, and that same feeling I couldn't shake. And over time, I stopped expecting anything different. I became comfortable in what I knew, even if it wasn't what I needed. By the time we got married, I had already trained myself to ignore my own voice. I had already learned how to silence the part of me that questioned things. And once you do that, it becomes easier to stay, even when things don't feel right. Years went by like that. Not all bad, but never fully right either. There were moments of peace, moments where things felt okay, but they never lasted. They were always followed by distance, silence, and that same feeling I couldn't shake. And over time, I stopped expecting anything different. I became comfortable in what I knew, even if it wasn't what I needed. That's how I stayed. Not because I didn't see it, but because I taught myself not to respond to it. I became the one who held everything together, the one who made it work no matter what. And the more I did that, the more I disappeared inside of it. I didn't realize it then, but I wasn't just ignoring red flags. I was ignoring myself. And when you do that long enough, you don't just lose your voice. You start to lose your sense of who you are. Looking back now, I can see it clearly. The signs were never hidden. I just kept choosing not to see them. And somewhere along the way, every time I chose silence over truth, I slowly taught people how to treat me. My compromises became his comfort, and eventually, that comfort turned into control. And the hardest part to admit is it didn't feel wrong at first. It felt like love. It felt like patience, like understanding, like doing what you're supposed to do when you care about someone. I kept telling myself that relationships take work, that not everything will feel easy all the time. But what I didn't realize was that I was the only one doing the work. I was the only one stretching, adjusting, bending, trying to keep something together that was slowly breaking me. There were moments, quiet moments, where I felt it deep in my spirit that something wasn't right. But instead of listening to that voice, I silenced it. I told myself I was overthinking, being too sensitive, expecting too much. And the more I ignored that voice, the quieter it became. Until one day, I didn't hear it at all. And the more I ignored that voice, the quieter it became. Until one day, I didn't hear it at all. And that's when I knew something had shifted. Because it wasn't just about him anymore. It was about me losing connection with myself. And when you lose that, everything else starts to feel normal, even when it's not. But there comes a moment when what feels normal starts to feel unbearable.
I learned my name in the dark on a floor I could not stand on. Held my breath through the ache, smiling like it never went wrong. The same old pain kept its seat at the edge of every morning. But God was tracing my edges, saying, baby, keep going. And I felt that old weight fall little by little, hands up through the hurt, small steps. But I'm willing, if you can find me here, then I can